Looking for recruiting news you can use? Welcome to RecTech's Recruiting Headlines, powered by recruitingheadlines.com. A short news segment for recruiters who need to know. Today's episode is sponsored by HireTool, the recruiter's best friend. HireTool is the perfect sourcing tool for any hiring team. Find them at hiretual.com.
I'm Chris Russell. Here are your headlines for the work week ending Friday, December 6th. So first up in the news, Indeed.com, the world's largest job site, is adding 500 jobs at their Stanford headquarters, bringing its total Connecticut contingent to 1,700, company and state officials announced Monday, as reported on the Stanford Advocate website. The hiring push highlights the surging growth of Indeed, which last year had announced another 500 jobs that it would create in its downtown offices at 177 Broad Street. The company now employs more than 900 in the city and plans to invest $66 million in the project, one of the largest corporate expansions in recent years in Connecticut, and a recipient of multi-million-dollar state subsidies. We continue to invest in Connecticut because this region has helped us deliver on our mission of helping people get jobs since we started here 14 years ago, Dave O'Neill, Indeed's chief operating officer, said in the statement. While we have expanded all over the world since our founding, Stanford continues to be a critical region for our success, and we are confident we will continue to find the talent we need to help our business continue its growth. The company said in a statement it's exploring real estate options to accommodate the growth, suggesting it would consider other options in addition to 177 Broad to house the new employees. The State Department of Economic and Community Development is supporting the enlargement with a $10 million low-interest loan across 15 years for equipment lease and lease-related improvements. Indeed, could have the entire loan forgiven if it reaches 1,700 jobs by the end of 2031 and maintains that employment level for at least 2 years. All right, moving on to another Connecticut company. Gartner is in the news with a new report saying that worker intent to stay keeps declining. With U.S. unemployment rates remaining at historic lows and more jobs available than there are people to fill them, U.S. workers are leveraging healthy economic conditions to become more active in their job searches, according to Gartner. Gartner's third quarter 2018 Global Talent Monitor report shows that only 53% of workers worldwide have a high or somewhat high intent to stay in their current positions, compared to 60% of workers in the first quarter of this year who hold that same positive intent. This latest data marks the fifth consecutive quarter that intent to stay has declined globally. The latest Global Talent Monitor report also highlighted the continued decline of U.S. employees going above and beyond at work. In third quarter, only 16.3% of U.S. workers expressed high levels of discretionary effort, a decline of nearly 8% year over year, and the largest year-over-year decrease of the 26 global regions surveyed. Just 7.5% of the global labor force reported both high discretionary effort and a high intent to stay at their current employer. We continue to witness a multi-year decline in employee discretionary effort, both in U.S. and globally, as workers are simply not seeing rewards from their employers for going above and beyond, said Brian Kropp, Group Vice President of Gartner's HR practice. Ultimately, he says, employees are capitalizing on the realities of a tight labor market. Workers don't see the benefits for offering additional effort, nor are they worried about getting penalized for doing less. The surplus of jobs open in the market is bolstering employee confidence, as workers believe they can easily find another position. So a word of warning for all you hiring managers out there. All right, we got some new tools in the news. First up, are your jobs on Google for Jobs? Well, a new tool has launched. Makers of Jobiac, which we talked about a few weeks ago, have a kind of a new tool checker. It's called AreMyJobsOnGoogle.com. You can go there. It's a free utility tool that enables recruiters and talent acquisition pros to instantly determine if their jobs are live on Google for Jobs by simply entering the URL of that job post. I don't see why you couldn't just do a search on Google Jobs, but there is a tool now to do this. So again, it's ReMyJobsOnGoogle.com. All right, some funding news. 15Five, a performance management software company based out of San Francisco, has just received $8.2 million. 15Five, a trailblazer in the continuous performance management category, says the press release, announced the close of an $8.2 million Series A round led by Chicago and Salt Lake City-based Origin Ventures, with participation from New Ground Ventures, Chaffetz Group, and even Jason Calacanis' launch fund. The latest round of financing brings 15Five's total capital raised to $11.9 million. 15.5 will use the latest investment to support its growth initiatives, including accelerating product innovation and scaling the sales, marketing, and product teams. The company plans to grow its employee headcount by more than 100% in the coming year, expanding from 34 employees at the start of the year to more than 100 in 2019. Quote, the latest round will advance our mission to address the changing world of work, said David Hassel, co-founder and CEO of 15.5. This is an opportunity to continue building on what many of the world's leading companies have already discovered, which is that empowering employees with solutions like 15.5 is foundational to driving long-term growth. That's why Spotify, Indeed, HubSpot, and Textile have embraced 15.5. As Hassel, the support of customers like these has helped us become the number one product in both the employee engagement and performance management categories on G2 Crowd. And finally, a new background check service is in the news article on TechCrunch today, and this one's got a twist. It's called INTELLIGO, and it does constant background checks on your trusted employees. That's right, constant background check, so more like a surveillance background check, if you will. Let me read some of the story to you. Run by a former lawyer, Shlomo Mervis, INTELLIGO began as a manual background check service that pivoted to using AI and machine learning to speed up that process. Now Mervis and his team have added a further twist, allowing for constant background checks over time, ensuring nothing untoward comes up after 5 months behind the keyboard or meat slicer. Both Mervis and Chief Research Officer Dana Ravowski have connections to public and private intelligence. The company raised $5.7 million in a Series A round, and they declined to mention growth numbers, although they did mention a number of high-ticket clients. Quote, unlike most other players in the market, we've created a way to give customers continuous exposure to the people that matter to their investments, said Mervis. Standard background checks are outdated the minute they are published. So we built a method to give businesses live alerts to the individuals they invest in, called ongoing monitoring. Unlike other products that exist, ongoing monitoring is built on an AI platform to provide a thorough scope of review, yet remove noise. So this is a bit of a creepy service, I think, and I would imagine you're going to have to get permission from people to actually use this, since you have to give permission in order to tell them you're doing a background check. You have to tell them now that it's going to be a continuous background check overall, which some employees may balk at. I don't see this being used for the entire workforce, but like it says here, certain employees you're investing in may be useful, but we'll see. Again, INTELLIGO, it's INTELLIGO-group.com if you want to go check it out. All right, that's it for the news. I'll see you next week.
That's it for now. Be sure to sign up for our daily newsletter that delivers all the day's top stories every afternoon direct to your inbox. Subscribe at recruitingheadlines.com.